Episode 4043, Finish What You Started.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. Are you ready for this beautiful weekend? Okay, we got a little bit of a sprinkle, and they said it was supposed to be a downpour, but really, what's happening in your neck of the woods? I'm talking about your marriage. Oh yes, you got to finish what you started. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. Well, I really do hope you're having a splendid weekend. I've been enjoying some of the NFL draft. I don't know if that, floats your boat. A little bit of tennis here and there. And I went flower shopping. Oh, that's just horrible. But guess what? At least I got flowers for Mother's Day. Yes, I know it's too soon. It's not even the month of May. But you know what? When you can walk outside or into your garage and all you see are these beautiful, colorful flowers, it is so much fun. So if you're a woman out there, I'm just saying, go buy yourself flowers. You don't need your man to do it. But that's for another episode. Okay, so let's jump in. I really think that when we are dating, it's really interesting because we just have really, really, really good intentions, right? We want to get to know that other person. Why? Well, they're kind of this, they got you thinking. They got you wondering, like, who are they? Where did they grow up? What are they interested in? But then you get married, right? And you have great intentions, and that's fabulous. But as life gets more hectic and the responsibilities grow, which they grow way too fast, by the way, that's when what you wanted tends to slip away. Remember why you're better together and finish what you started. When two people say I do, it's more than just a promise. It's the beginning of a shared journey packed with dreams, hopes, and that undeniable spark that brought you together. Now, as you know, not everything is perfect and it's not going to run smoothly, but you're really not thinking about that. You're thinking about that house with a white picket fence and maybe 2 dogs and 1 cat and 2 perfect children and careers that just take off and you don't have to worry about finances. It's just like everything's hunky-dory until life happens, like real life. Those responsibilities we already know too well about. Work, yep, career driven, you're just going to keep pushing it. Maybe you're that entrepreneur that tries things and fails at some and, gains headway at others. Then you've got children. You're like, really? Seriously? I never thought they would take up this much time. And then slowly the vibrant connection you cherished feels now like it's slipping through your fingers. Like, where did it go? It's just sand. This isn't just your story, though. It's a story of so many couples out there who start with a fire in their heart, but face the harsh winds of reality and it's not really what it's cracked up to be, right? Marriage is this is all I get. And you wonder why divorce rates are so high. Or in actuality, too, nowadays, people are getting married much, much later. Now let's go back to your wedding day. After you've dated forever long it was, etc., you both had great intentions. You were like, yes, we're going to do this and we can do it together. You envisioned a life filled with laughter, support, and growth. Like, we're going to do this together. Like, there's nothing else that could go wrong. And yet, somewhere along the way, the easy harmony from dating days feels like that distant memory of sand through the fingers. And then you're like, why? Why us? Our good friends don't have this problem. Well, sometimes a daily grind can make you lose sight of what matters most. You get caught up in dealing with problems and juggling obligations and managing stress. And that managing stress can be like, it's a full-time job alone. Then you've got those big dreams, they blur. And as the focus shifts to, I just got to make it through the day. We just got to keep loading those trucks. We got to keep taking those kids places. I got too much to do. You're building your dream home. You're building your career. And I just can't feel myself breathe. Without intentional effort, it's easy to let the spark fade. The connection weakens. And now your shared vision is fragmented. Now, this has nothing to do with I've fallen out of love, because you don't just fall out of love. There's many, many hundreds of things that come into play when you say we're not right for each other anymore. So I don't want you to automatically shut in your mind and say, Christiane, I have to do this because it's for me. I'm telling you, there's a lot more to it. You've just drifted apart. That doesn't mean there's not love there. That doesn't mean that there's not a connection there. You just have to rediscover it. So if you want to finish what you started, which I would encourage you to do, those dreams maybe, and they all look different, and that's great. Paint more dreams, different dreams. Can I tell you how many times I've painted different dreams with my husband? I don't have enough paper to paint enough of what we've dreamt together. Why? Well, we've moved so many times. I've taken down more wallpaper and painted more walls than I care to talk about. But in that, there's still been dreams, some that have come to pass and others that have gone by the wayside. But I want to encourage you, wherever you are in your marital journey, finish what you started. Keep your focus sharp. You must act intentionally to prioritize your spouse and the union you vowed to protect. That is your kiss to keep it simple strategy. Act, A-C-T, intentionally. When you got married, and I'm reminding you of this, if not, go back to your vows. If you have your wedding on VHS, do you remember that? Do you even know what that is? Okay, if you don't remember that, that just means I'm old. If you do remember that, you're old too. Now that we have that all out of the way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. When you got married, right, you did have those big dreams. You had that powerful why as to, this is what we're going to do together. This is the life we're going to build. But you let the reality get in the way. And when it got in the way, they were just little itsy bitsy things, but those little itsy bitsy things added up to mountains. And now you're lost in the valley. So it's time to climb back up and act. A-C-T. You got this. Number 1, A, allocate time intentionally. This word intentional is so important. Why? Because if you're not intentional, you're going to get lost. And that means you're going to slip away, and so is your marriage. Don't let days slip without being intentional and having that intentional connection with your spouse. If you're traveling, pick up the phone or text or write a letter. I know snail mail really does still exist. It's amazing. You may actually enjoy it. Block out quality time with your spouse like it's a critical meeting, because it is. You've got to come together. When two people come together, it's called a meeting. It doesn't mean that you're going to go to work or anything like that. It's a meeting of two people. So call it that if you need to. Put it on your calendar. Don't get your phones out. No distractions, just focused presence. Something that says, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you. This keeps your bond strong and reminds you both why you chose each other. And quite frankly, I think it would be great that when you come together, especially in the evening, is to share what you're grateful for of the other person, not of yourself, of the other person. And then even something that you're challenged with, and then something that you can move forward with. Because when you do that, you're getting to know your spouse more. Because sometimes, honestly, we get caught up in the same phrases. Our vocabulary determines our depth of our love. Ooh, let that sink in for a minute. And that's a hard one, because we think we say what we mean, but actually we've been saying the same phrase for 25 years. What if you told your spouse that you love him differently by not saying I love you? How can you do that? Well, if you have that critical meeting, Figure a way to do it and do it in person, because you're going to allocate that time. You're going to be intentional. It's going to be on your calendar, and you're going to do it. Why? Because presence matters in a marriage. Number 2, C, communicate clearly and courageously. Speak your truth and listen with openness. No judgment. Put it behind. You can't live offended. You have to listen. Avoid letting frustration build beneath the surface, because when you do that, if you're letting that frustration always boil up, when it settles down, yeah. Have you ever watched boiling water? Better yet, boiling sugar. Oh, I like that so much better. You know, if you get it going, what does it turn into? Caramel. Oh, delicious. Okay, that's for another episode. We need to do our cooking episodes, because I'm getting hungry. Caramel is delicious. It's not good for you, but it's delicious. And so think about that, how sticky it is, right? You sit there and you have sugar. Oh, it's so sweet. It's delicious. And you get the caramel going, right? And oh, when it's nice and hot, it just is so runny perfect. But then what happens when you let it settle and it sits for not just a day, but a week to months to years? It becomes hard as a rock. That's bitterness, my friend. And that builds up in the heart. Something that you think is just so juicy and sweet, called sugar, can actually destroy you later on. And it can do the same for your marriage. You cannot allow that frustration, the anger that you have, and usually it's toward little things, build up. So communicate with honesty and courage. Because when you get clear on your confusion, you build trust. You don't want to sit there and say, you know what, well, I thought you meant this, but you really meant that. When you're sitting there doing that and you're mumbling it in your head, that's like, again, you're kind of going over and you're like, I don't like this. And then guess what? Your memory shifts to something else that really didn't happen or what wasn't said. You rewrite the story, your own narrative, and you put it in this special safety deposit box within your heart. And you're withdrawing from your love account. And now you're in the negative. And you wonder why all of a sudden now your spouse walks in, asks for one thing, and you just blow at him like a dragon, fire and all. Not real nice. But that's called life, right? I mean, let's be real. We are real here. Be honest. And when you communicate with honesty and courage, you clear confusion and build that trust. It's how couples fight for their future instead of drifting apart. You're fighting a different way and a different battle. And finally, number 3, T, treasure small wins together. Celebrate the smallest victories. It doesn't have to be big ones. It can be little itsy bitsy ones. What did I mention to you at the very top of the hour? Okay, was it the hour? We haven't been here that long. What am I saying? You know what I mean. But at the very beginning of this episode, I mentioned the flowers, right? It's not even Mother's Day, but we're going to plant them outside. My mom is in town. It's going to be fabulous. I'm going to love it. And it's going to be bright and cheery. Guess what? When my spouse called on his way home from work, I told him about the flowers. We went to the nursery. Guess what? He was thrilled. He didn't have to go. So he was like, how many did you buy? I can't wait. I can't wait to see them. And I was like, well, they won't be planted today by the time you get home, but they will be planted eventually. He goes, well, okay, send me pictures if I'm not there. He wants to see the progress. It's great because he doesn't have to do it, but that doesn't matter. Good thing he's not listening to this episode. But you see what I'm saying? It's still a small win. He's encouraged because I'm making the house beautiful. He loves it when the house is beautiful. It makes him feel warm and loved as he drives up in the driveway. And I love it because it's something that I get to do. I get to get my nitty gritty hands into nature. And I love that. And it makes my home beautiful. The littlest things. Who would have thought flowers would do that? But they do. So celebrate those small wins. Even if it's like, babe, you handled, this discussion with the kiddos really well. Way to go. Maybe it's just a kind word or shared laugh, right? You're talking about a memory that was so funny that you just get so tickled about it. You're rolling over. Recognizing those moments creates positive momentum and it deepens your connection. Why? The more senses you involve together, the deeper your love grows. Seriously. The stickier it becomes. And it's the positive sticky, not the caramel situation. No. It's the one that's like, yeah, I want more of that. Give me more of that. And it also proves that you're still a team and you're on the same team. It's really hard when you are playing on a team that you think you're the only player. You know what gets me right now? I mentioned earlier about the NFL draft. I'm listening to these commentators. Okay, I'm going into Mama Sports Center here for a moment. But seriously, I'm listening to the draft and all of this. And then at the end of it, they do this recap. And these guys come on, and even some gals too, but the guys come on primarily. And they're like, well, which team do you think's going to the Super Bowl? You know, which team is really going to make it? And I'm thinking, you don't know. Do you know how many variables go into this? Like, let's think on the logic of just mathematics. You have no idea at this point why. Because it's not one person on a team. TEAM is not standing for one. It's standing for many. And there's many variables. And I think that's one thing we forget. If we're going to be on the same team, there's many variables to make a marriage successful. And everybody has to play their part to make it successful. It starts with one, but it ends with two, right? You finish with two. Finish what you started. Marriages don't stay strong by accident. They require intentional action to guard what's precious. Your marriage is worth the fight. It's worth growing your love deeper for not just each other, but for your whole family. You knew why you were better together when you first walked down that aisle. So remember that. Fight for it. Finish what you started. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.